Good morning, everyone. Welcome to MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. I'm MaryAnne. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I greatly appreciate all of you. Welcome to your August readings. I am super excited about August. It is a phenomenal month, and it has been that way most of my lifetime, and there's really good reason for it. But I am featuring the beautiful sign of Aries for today as I go around my zodiac wheel. I start at Aries, I end at Pisces. And what I'm going to do is a little different. I've decided I am going to do 2 or 3, hopefully 4 featured signs per day, so that by the 2nd or 3rd, maybe 4th day of August, all of the readings have been concluded. My life is busier as every day goes by, which is beautiful. But I do love what I do, and I love being able to read you the messages and so forth. So that's the plan, okay? Now, Aries, we are in the Leo season, which is a very, very motivating, very, very fired up, ambitious, spirited time of the year. It's courageous and it's strong and it's very, very passionate. And that is your fellow fire sign, Aries. So you generally, as far as I know, I do have an Aries moon. It's always made me feel very in tune and very excited at this time of the year. And it is the 8th month, which in numerology absolutely represents abundance and prosperity and manifestation. So keep that in mind as you listen to the reading and the information coming through. I am going to pick your highlighted connection as I always do. It won't resonate with all of you, but this is not only necessarily a person, it could be a feeling or the traits of this particular astrology sign that are being brought to your attention by Spirit, okay? So I do it right in front of you right now. If I can pick up the dice and not have it drop through my fingers. But yes, happy August. Many beautiful, beautiful aspects coming up. And then the new moon, my gosh, in Lionsgate, which is huge in astrology and extremely powerful and once again, beneficial, optimistic. It's a creativity mode that's like not there for hundreds of years, and here it is during our lifetime. Your highlighted connection is going to be that of Virgo, and that is so appropriate right now. Now, for a long time, when I was first doing these love connection readings, Aries and Virgo were a common denominator with each other, and I've known many couples romantically, you know, business-wise, friends, what have you, that have gravitated together that are Aries and Virgo. Very different elements, but very, very, as I always say, complementary to each other. They really help each other, and in very beautiful ways. For example, you are an air sign, forgive me, you're an Aries. So it sounds like air. The first sign of the zodiac, one of the most powerful, strong leader astrology signs that there is, and you represent the beginning of the astrology year in March. You represent spring because you're a cardinal sign. A cardinal sign is the initiator, it's the beginning, it's the leader. Once again, it is the you know, the person with purpose and motivation, and that's you tenfold, Aries. I mean, you're very, very powerful, very, very much wanting to lead and to teach and to show, and you don't know any different. I mean, being the first sign is just something that's innate with you, coupled with the fact that Mars, the warrior planet of power and strength and, you know, getting what they want by just pure physicality and just determination and strength and all the things that fire, you know, represent. That's happening for you, and it's happening all year round. But you know, people look to you and they love your confidence, and they love your demeanor, and they love how, even though you can be impulsive and you may be short-tempered at times because of the fiery aspect and the warrior aspect, you are one of the most kind, loving, caring, compassionate people, and that's not to be without notice. So that's going to be attractive to anybody. Now you have Virgo, which is interesting because Virgo is a grounded element of Earth. Very practical, very detail-oriented, very intelligent, ruled by Mercury, you know, the mind, expansion of the mind, growth, ideas, information, sharing, you know, combining thoughts with others, having organization about it. This is so good for you, Aries, because although you do so well, and when you put your mind to something, you achieve it, You're not necessarily going to stop and think of all the details a lot of times. You're a little bit more fast-paced about things, you know, that fiery ambition of yours. A Virgo friend, relationship, romance is going to kind of help you and just kind of keep you grounded a little more and kind of keep things on track and more, you know, regimented, and all the things that don't necessarily come to you right off the bat. You can do them, but it's not part of your nature. And that's why it's so useful and so beautiful harmoniously for you. Not to mention the fact that we've had Venus in the sign of Virgo, and I believe Mercury's in there because it ends up being in Libra, the following sign, around the later part of August. So this is a very intense and beautiful energy happening right now for you, and it's about you getting your mind clear and straight and motivated, and it's also about fun. I don't want to negate that right now because we're in August, and I notice, because I'm like that and I'm pretty sensitive to it, but you know, it's getting darker just a little bit earlier. You know that feeling? You're like, oh yeah, okay, here we go. I love it when it stays light as long as possible. It feels to me like I can always accomplish more and do more. My energy levels are better. But it is life, and it is the cycles, and that's exactly what tarot and, you know, energies and symbolisms and life is about. So it's there to guide us and to help us. So you're feeling that, but there's this really strong energy and connectedness with Virgo. If it's not a person, like I said, and it won't be for all of you, it could be. I mean, you know, we're going to have a beautiful, straightforward month as far as Mercury goes, the planet, you know, which is about clear thinking and determination and movement and going forward in all aspects of your life, but especially with Virgo. But also the fact that the beginning of September, you know, is when we go into the shadow period of our next Mercury retrograde. So enjoying that clarity and kind of easing our way with communication, with travel, and the various things that Mercury tends to affect when it retrogrades. We do have a lot of planets, the outer planets that are retrograde, and that's normal for this time of year. So we are still kind of in a contemplative mood where we're thinking a lot, you know, and we're on vacation, and so we have even more time because we're calming ourselves down. And there's no better time for epiphanies and realizations and such other than when we can be still and quiet and calm. I have found that to be true. I'm sure a lot of you would agree with that. So yes, mutable sign in Virgo, so very interested in all sorts of things and kind of changing. And I mean, they're steadfast, don't get me wrong. They when they're there and they say they're going to be there for you, they're going to be there. But they are open to ideas. They're open to change, and that's really important because a lot of earth signs tend to be slower at change. So there's a harmonious, beautiful energy happening, and I hope that you can feel that, and I hope it's a long-term thing, because anytime it has to do with earth at all, it's kind of for the long haul. So if it's a long-term relationship you've already been in, it's just going to get better. You're just going to come up with more ideas and more ways to understand each other and to just support each other and love each other, which is all about, that's the most important thing, bottom line. So of course you, like I said, are the cardinal, you're ruled by Mars. There should be a lot of activity happening, a lot of parties. You must know a lot of Leos because there's a lot of Leo parties happening. And then later on, you know, in the month Virgo, so you're probably maybe having a special time with this particular Virgo that's going to take you to another level in your relationship. So let me read to you the major category messages that I always like to read for this highlighted connection. I am doing something different as well. I'm adding a fourth card. So I will explain what each category is as I turn it around. But I feel like the fourth one is essential and something just a little different to add to the channel for you. And remember, I mean, it's all in how we take in energy. It's free will. It's there for us. It's there to guide us and give us some direction sometimes, or inspiration, or, you know, ideas. But yeah, I love it, you know, and I hope that you will find this to be just a wonderful, productive, fun, high energy month. So the first energy, and the first energy, of course, it's all energy. First category is always the overall energy bringing you to this reading, and the influences there that are within. And oh, okay, this is interesting because it's come up a lot for my readings that I've been doing lately, and I'm just curious about it. And if it's something that's ringing a bell, please let me know. If you haven't subscribed and you want to and you're feeling it at all, I would love you to be a part of my channel. I would love to have your like-minded energy and your comments and just kind of having that interaction with you, which is why I do this channel. And it means a lot. It's very supportive to me. So liking, sharing, and all that good stuff is beautiful. The overall energy you have is death. Death is the representation of the Scorpion energy. It's about the changes that must come about. Okay, and yes, I know people think it's ominous and oh, death, you know, and everything. Death is as much a part of life as anything is. It is a cycle once again. And, you know, it's going to happen to each one of us. It's not an ominous thing, but it doesn't even necessarily mean our death. It's the death of a situation. It's something that no longer serves us. You know, it has no place, or there's nothing to build from, you know. So it's always good to shed our skin or to change and be that phoenix rising from above the ashes. Many people changed their jobs in the last year. Many people are inspired to do way different things now because it was an incentive to be put in a situation we had no control over, to be able to realize, wait a minute, we actually can do more than I realized, and I can do more than I realized, and I feel really fired up. As an Aries, you know you do. You got to keep moving. You got to keep those ideas coming. So there's change that's imminent, and it feels fantastic because this is the month to make that happen, and it's all months it can happen. I don't mean to say that. I just mean that this is the month that there's a change that's going to be good. It's going to be important, and it's going to be beneficial with all the wonderful influences happening. And the new moon in Leo, you know, I'm not sure, I think I said the 8th or 9th. Honestly, that's such motivation for you to just start over again and make it happen. And I love that for you, okay? Maybe something in the relationship that just was kind of not going anywhere, where you're taking on a new initiative. You're saying, this is what we're going to do different. We're going to take more vacation time. We're going to have more date nights. You know, we're going to have more fun time if it's a friend, you know, or I'm going to come up with more ideas to be innovative so that I can feel good about myself and I can be more empowered about who I am, for exactly who I am, because we're always enough. So that's interesting, and I like it a lot. That's incentive to realize that, yeah, bye, good riddance, you know, to what was happening. Second category is the possible blessings or obstacles. Now remember, this is like a storyline, a narrative. That's what Tarot is. And you have the 10 of Wands. It's the end of being overburdened. Oh my gosh, the fire, you know, the wands, taking on way too much responsibility. Sound familiar, Aries? Because personally, any Aries I've ever known are usually the head of their company or the leader in some form or another. And they're happy to do it. But there's just comes this time when it's like, wow. Last year in particular, once again, really made us realize when we were stuck and didn't have a choice, not that everybody was, God knows, many people worked way more than they had previously. Probably you, actually. It's time to stop that. You've got that full moon. We had the full moon in Aquarius that just happened. You're probably still feeling that energy from that. You can for a good 2 weeks or more. And then we have a second full moon, blue moon in Aquarius happening again at the end of August. It's pretty unusual and pretty unique, but it's all about Aquarian energy, which is Uranus energy, which is new, inventive, maybe through science, technology, something having to do with you taking courses to better yourself in that way, having to do with your job. Anything that can, you know, inspire you and motivate you to continue to go, and maybe to lessen the burden is what I see from this, okay? Because this is the 10, and that's the end. It's a new cycle. This is stopping, okay? The death of overwork, the death of physical, you know, strain, which is another thing would definitely indicate. You know, pain in your back. Take care of yourself, stretch, you know, take those walks, sit in meditation, get in your garden, get into nature. If you're with a Virgo or anybody that, you know, they're going to have gardens and they're going to love nature and they're going to introduce you to that and you're going to love them for it. And they're going to be eating well and they're going to be taking care of their body and they're going to introduce you to the ways, the natural ways to prevent possible oncoming, you know, issues. Because I'm not a doctor. I'm just saying this is done. It's over with. And that was an obstacle. that was creating blocks and obstacles in your life. It does in anybody's life when we think, oh, but the more I work, the more I can make money and I can just, no, you end up being way worse off and sometimes not able to work at all. So I'm just saying from the beginning of the message for you today, and for the first half of the month at least, you're putting an end to that. And I feel like the vacations that you're on or you're going to take, or the ones you're inspired to go on, are making you think, I don't do this enough. And it's time that I allot that in my life every single year, twice, if not more. So I love that a lot. And that full moon says something. So between the new moon and the full moon, I think you're going to have a lot of possible changes coming up. I really do. If not physically, in your mind. And that's where a lot of it starts, right? So then we go on to the third category, which is the finances, which is our wealth, right? But it doesn't have to be in money. It's absolutely important to know that we're feeling wealthy in our health, once again, or in our relationships, whatever they may be. Self-relationships is essential. Wow. Financially, you've got the Tower. There's such change coming. When you get the Death and this, like whatever was a burden and whatever was not coming through, Aries, it's happening, man. I love this for you right now, because this is the change you've been waiting for, the stagnation, the waiting in general. I mean, it's been crazy for a lot of us, and you're entitled to it. You know that it's coming. So the idea that, the Tower. Yeah, of course the Tower. Get rid of the non-stable, as it is, foundation that's been happening for the last X amount of months or what have you, in your life, in your business, even in your relationship, to start fresh, to have the death and the renewal, like every relationship needs. It sounds so I was going to say ominous again, but the point is that it's essential in every relationship to continue to rebuild, to continue to establish, to have those communications we need, and to get these ideas of this is what's going to make it work. This is an epiphany. It may have already taken place, but the waiting is going away, and the burden of all of the things that you think you have to carry yourself, that's ending. So this is fantastic. Don't be surprised. Well, we'll find out the next category, and it is a major arcana as well. This is very important information you need to know and feel, and probably are. You're worth so much, and you never want to ever diminish that. And so starting over, changing, moving locations, whatever you need to do is going to really make a difference in your finances and your wealth overall, your well-being, okay? Which is a lot of times equated to our finances. It just is, because we're in a material world and we need to provide for ourselves and our families, and it means everything to you, Aries. I swear, this is big for you. So, and you're extremely generous. So this is the time. This is the time. So yeah, Leo season, just that confidence and clarity of understanding and ability to stand up and feel and empower yourself and move in the direction you want. The fourth category is that of, I was going to say blessings, but I forgot, surprises and wishes. So I really like the sound of that and the feel of that, and it just kind of, to me, is a nice ending from overall energy to all of the others. It covers pretty much everything in our lives, right? And in this particular highlighted connection. So, you have the Devil. Wishes and surprises. Okay. The Devil is the Capricorn energy, okay? Now, Capricorn is another earth sign. Capricorn is one of the most successful cardinal signs, as yourself. Capable, motivated, just very, very steadfast and just so driven, which is something that you are extremely drawn to, okay? That excites you because you see that in yourself. The other aspect of this with wishes and surprises, so surprises and wishes, is that being very, very, very truthful and aware of things that you may do, or little habits or vices, from eating too much chocolate, excuse me, to watching too much TV, to whatever it is, okay, smoking, drinking, whatever it may be. Reminding yourself, you may have these grandiose visions, and you do, and they will happen. You just have to be aware that you need to take care, okay? You need to not only overburden yourself, but you need to take care. And when you have those fun times and those exciting times, because you think big, you're big like Leo, and you want to cheer on everybody and have a nice... Think about the aftermath too. Think about the repercussions, okay? Because you may have some incredible, wonderful news coming your way, and you may have all this great opportunity. But if you're not feeling well and you've overdone something, or, you know, you've allowed toxicity into your life in any way, people, places, certain circumstances, it can dampen that for you. And that's where you have control, and that's important to you too. You know, we all want control in some form or another, you know, and it's a good thing to kind of release that, but it's also good to know we do have the ability to react, do what we want, put into our body what we want, you know, exercise the extent that we want, which is always a good thing for overall well-being. And so, yeah, just something to think about. 3 major arcanas. It's that kind of month. There's no fooling around now. So, I am excited for you. There's definite change. There's no question about it. You may know exactly what I mean, and it could be on any level. But I am going to move on to your oracle messages, because this is an important aspect of your reading, and this is for every single Aries in every one of your relationships. So it's over and above the influence of Virgo. And I am sticking with this because these cards have really, really been resonating with my clients and people that I'm doing readings for, and I really hope that you feel that way too. This is the animal medicine card, because we all get information and guidance from our spirit animal. And even our pets, or, you know, if you're a pet lover, which I'm noticing more and more people are to some degree, and they have a place in this planet. They really do, and they can be such incredible friends and soulmates and little pains in the you know what. But, you know, I love my cat dearly that I adopted last year, and it's beautiful. So I want to read to you some of the messages, because they come through as a spirit of an animal, but they also have such depth to their meaning and wisdom. So your particular animal, which it's so beautiful for you. I mean, you're just so vibrant and so full of life, and people are magnetized by you. But it looks like this. So I don't remember, but I don't believe it's a specific. Let me find out for you. I love it right off the bat. But I'll read to you what that particular one is, because I am not even sure. And I'm going to have to just thumb through here till I see it, because it doesn't even have... Bear with me, please. What one is this? Is it the very back? Is it the last one? Something tells me, yes, it's wild. It's like the wild card, right? What is it you want? What are you really wanting? And by the way, with Jupiter going back, and just went back into Aquarius, extremely beautiful energy for you. This is a year that's going to work for you more than against you. There's a lot of easier energies for you, and I think you may have noticed that, as difficult as life can be. I get that, but overall, compared to last year and then the years to come, it's going to be easier writing. In 2 years, you have Jupiter in your sign, and you even get a really nice chunk of it next year, Aries. We'll talk about that more later, but that's super important for you. The wild is being, possibilities, and awe. Existence is the mystery of mysteries. The hunger to exist is the life force of creation. To be embodied, to be any being at all, is to witness the miracle of the mystery. Focusing on deep thanks for consciousness will allow you to become your most evolved self. Wild card denotes a time of meditating and reprogramming any negative habitual thoughts with gratitude and awe. The devil. Oh, that's synchronistic for you. That says a lot. And take a breath. Relax the center of your brow or your brain, forgive me. Enjoy a moment of not doing. Do not doing for a moment of being. Take away those burdens. Love yourself like you do. Continue to embrace life, love every moment. It's so important. I haven't gotten this wild card and I don't even know. Couldn't remember where it was. Something drew me to the end, but it's about you right now. You take this on, man, and enjoy it for everything you can. It's your gift. It's your birthright, right? So I'm going to finish with your last oracle message, and it is the Super Attractor Manifestation, my OG deck. I always use this, but I love it. And it is what I like to say, you can use this as a mantra. If you're having those days that you're like, I need to get on the road of just positive, 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 because the more you say things, your mind is like a computer, right? It says it over and over and over, and it becomes that, right? Our thoughts do become things. It is an absolute fact, and it helps the energy and changes it when it's something positive. So your particular message is beautiful. I love this card, and I love the lavender hues, you know, that pastel, kind of almost third eye, basically. Okay, lavenders and purples and such. When I live and act from a place of spiritual alignment, that's the key, the alignment we're looking for, right? I can trust that everything is working out for me. Even if I don't know when or how, it will happen. And you know it will, though. You know deep inside it will. You know there's changes to be had. You know you can get through anything, and you know that you can create whatever you want. And that's the most important thing. So if you can take a snapshot and it's not too blurry, that would be awesome. Say this over and over again. See what happens. Enjoy August, because it's a beautiful month. Honestly, you're going to really come back saying, yeah, I was looking forward to this month. I really, really was. And it's officially like the last full month of summer. So go out there, enjoy. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here. I love and appreciate all of you. I really do. And so until the mid-month readings, come on back. Take good care. Bye for now.